Welcome to episode 2 of Wilbury Overland. I'm Michael Lee. I'm glad you're here. After seeing episode 1, I wanted me to make sure that I was being completely clear that one of the initial reasons of starting this channel was just as a hobby. We are a t-shirt company, actually, Wilbury Tees. The web address is here. Web address is right there. We make these t-shirts about southern Utah, and this is just going to be an extension of that. Wilbury Overland is an offshoot of Wilbury Tees. But what I wanted to work on today was I wanted to start fixing a lot of these holes. And so my plan is to I bought these off of Amazon. They're like 10 bucks. All they are is just little rubber grommet hole covers that I can just put inside there. But he used a lot of silicone to try to keep these in place. And so in an effort to get them off, I'll be using the heat gun, and then my daughter will kind of help me heat it up while I try to scrape it. And I really don't want to scratch it up any more than I have to, but I do want to get that off. Other thing that I'm working on right now, while I was looking at all these holes, I was so hopeful. I was thinking to myself, I could use some of these holes. Not all holes are bad holes. The more you know. I was hoping that I'd be able to mount a fire extinguisher on one side and a propane mount on the other side, and that I could just use some pre-existing holes. I could not find a spot where that would work, and so now I'm looking at probably mounting fire extinguisher on this side and propane on the other side, and I'm going to have to punch my own holes, which goes against everything I believe in. But what do you do? Because I want to make it work for me. So there you go. Yeah, so today's episode, not all holes are bad holes, but most holes are bad holes. Well, as I mentioned before, I openly acknowledge that I don't know what I'm doing, but the heat gun and razor blade combo did make short work of the silicone, and I didn't scratch the crap out of the trailer, so I consider that a win-win. Well, not as perfect as I hoped it would, but pretty good. Yeah, and just fit the grommet right in there, and then it sits. The thought probably has occurred. Some of you watching this, you know, there's a reason he used silicone. These probably don't stay, and they'll probably pop out. And so why am I taking the time to take this all off, and what do I really care? Because I like it. That's why. I think it looks dumpy. I don't want it to look dumpy. Alright, so anyways, after it's all said and done, in my mind it looks a little bit better. Anyways. So, here we go. We're going to hit the rest of this thing right now. Now, there's some of these spots where we don't have grommets that are small enough to fill these. And the thought occurred to me that if I just go get some screws and put them in, that look doesn't bother me at all. And I'll just get some rubber washers and some nuts real fast. So it is time for us to go to our local hardware store where the hopeful hardware folks are at, and we'll get ourselves some washers.
Now we are here at the beautiful Buck's. We are at Buck's Ace trying to find the right grommet.
Nope, washer.
For the trailers. So, yeah.
Alright, well, we just got back from the hardware store, so I bought a bunch of screws, and I need them to be black because I like it, and so we are going to spray paint them with this. The nice thing about owning a t-shirt company is there is no shortage of cardboard boxes everywhere. So here we go, just a quick spray, and then we will be able to just put them on the outside. Alright, well, it's been a couple hours. I had to go run an errand, so there we go. Got my little screws all ready. Just gonna pop them in here. Doesn't look too bad. And then we'll just put on a little rubber washer and a nut. And then we'll carry on. All right, well, that's it. We have gone over this thing from top to bottom. We've covered up 44 different holes throughout this thing. We had to continue to find more. Some of them were so small, like I showed you, that we had to put a screw and a washer and a nut. But all in all, I'm pleased with the way that they ended up looking. So that was episode 2, Wheelberry Overland. Our next episode, we're going to be taking this box off and getting ready. I called my buddy today, and we're going to take it over, get it welded, and yeah, it's going to hold a table and benches, and should be good. All right, anyways, the Wheelberry episode 2, we're out. Thank you.